Sierra Leone, a West African state, was a British colony to which free slaves returned in the 1700s. This country had a well-organized and respected tradition, which was a local system of government before the advent of the British. Sierra Leone was one time referred to as the Athens of West Africa for its early exposure to Western education and culture. After independence from the British on April 27, 1961, successive governments were dominated by a small political elite who exclusively profited from the lucrative trade in the country's most popular mineral, diamonds. Little of this national income trickled down to benefit the rest of the population.
Until 1991, the first rebel insurgency started in Sierra Leone by a group called the Revolutionary United Front, or the RUF. At first, when this insurgency started, Sierra Leoneans could not believe it. They thought it was a minor border incident, until a man called Fode Sanko, who was a former corporal in the Sierra Leone army, announced himself through the BBC Focus on Africa that he was a leader of a group called the Revolutionary United Front, or the RUF. It was widely believed that this man received a lot of assistance in his insurgency from the former leader of the NPFL of Liberia and former president of Liberia, Charles Taylor.
The political campaign was trademarked by the hacking off of limbs of defenseless civilians, raping and abducting women and children, burning and looting of civilian homes, and a host of other inhuman crimes. Dissatisfied with the way the then All People's Congress, or the APC regime, was responding and handling the war, the military took over power. By 1996, foreign and domestic pressure forced the military government to hold general elections despite the Bush War. A civilian, Ahmed Tijan Kaba, became a freely elected president after 24 years of dictatorial rule by the APC. Within a year, a group of renegade officers forced the elected president to flee the country to neighboring Guinea. President Kaba regained power in 1998 with the assistance of a foreign mercenaries and ECOMOG, an intervention force sponsored by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The military junta retreated to the bush and became a second rebel faction. In an uneasy cooperation with the RUF, the rebel armies financed their participation in the war by mining and selling diamonds through Liberia. In January 1999, a surprise attack rescued half of Freetown, seat of the central government, from ECOMOG. The insurgents destroyed most of the city, killed dozens of civilians, hacked off limbs of hundreds of civilians, including women and children, and burnt down homes before they were beaten back. The conflict ended by all parties in the war agreeing to a brokered ceasefire signed in Lomé, Togo.
My efforts resulted in the signing of the Abidjan Peace Accord.
Although rich in diamonds, Sierra Leone's development has been blighted by acute political instability, climaxed by the decade-long program. The carnage itself has left an indelible imprint on the socio-economic, political and environmental development of the country. Although the focus of the Kenema District Association is to reflect the realities of post-war Sierra Leone, in essence, its focus is on Kenema in the Eastern Province. As the heartland of Sierra Leone's mineral industry, The district was seriously affected by the war.
Our district of itself was devastated by our 10-year civil war. The people of Kenema District needs a great deal of help.
Schools and hospitals were damaged, looted and abandoned to degenerate into dilapidation. With the most ex-combatants heading back home, the need for functional capacity building could not be overemphasized.
After that long, brutal civil war in Sierra Leone, the country as a whole is now grappling with the difficulty of reconstruction and reintegration of former combatants into civil society. There have been so many problems: a problem of health, problem of agriculture, problem of education. But one of the major problems that is facing the Kenema District Association right now is the problem of the child soldiers. Child soldiers who were forced by the fighting forces to fight in the civil war. Now, after they have been reintegrated into the Kenema District community, without jobs and without education, these child soldiers who are now in their teen ages are doing everything humanly possible for them to survive. And one of the most popular things they are doing to survive is committing crimes. So the crime rate in Kenema District has increased so much. Crime rates such as armed robbery, such as rape, has increased in Kenema District. And so the Kenema District Association is doing everything in its own little powers with the resources that will come from donors like you for us to be able to establish a training, a vocational training center where these child soldiers can receive training in certain vocational areas that will make them self-sufficient, that will make them self-reliant, so that they can return to their respective communities and establish their own self-proprietorships or establish their own self-income earning programs.
This group comprises future leaders in religion, government, commerce, and society at large.